Kumusta mga gamers? Welcome to my very first Wolcen video, and today I'm gonna talk about my very first build in this game, this Poison Bleeding Edge. And first I'm gonna talk about the skills that I'm using in this build. So first is this Wings of Ishmir, and this is my movement skill in this build, and this allows me to generate rage. And also I'm using this Sovereign Shout, which also allows me to generate rage, and this gives me buff that gives more crit chance, life leech, movement speed, and attack speed. And also I'm using this Tracker's Reach, which if the enemy is hit with this skill, my character will pull himself towards the enemy. And also I'm using this Bleeding Edge, which is the main damage skill in this build. And when I use this skill, an axe will spin around you and damage the nearby enemy. And lastly is this Blade Storm, which when you use it, you will spin around and damage the enemies. Next, I'm gonna talk about the modifier of each of the skills that I'm using in this build. So first is this Wings of Ishmir, and I'm using this to increase the flight speed. This is very important because this will makes your jump much faster. And this, which is very important as well, because this will allow you to generate rage. This is also important because this will remove the cooldown of the skill, but it will cost you 1 stamina. And next is this. This will allow you to pull the enemy towards you, and this will stun the enemies. And next is this Sovereign Shout, and I'm using this to increase the duration of the buff. This is very important because this will restore stamina whenever you use this Sovereign Shout. And again, it's important because with this Wings of Ishmir, you're using your stamina. And this will increase the effectiveness of the buff. And this will add crit chance on the buff. This will add movement speed. And this will add life leech. Next is this Tracker's Reach, which I'm using this for longer range. This as well. And this will allow you to pull yourself towards the enemy. This will reduce the cooldown, and this will allow you to generate rage. And next is this Bleeding Edge, and I'm using this for more damage. This for area up effect, which is very important. This for life leech, and this axe continues to spin after being thrown, which is very important. And this will allow you the axe will now follow you as you move, which is very important as well. And lastly is this Blade Storm, and I'm using this for more chance to inflict ailment. This will reduce the rage cost. This will increase the damage per ailment stacks on the enemy. This will allow you to keep spamming the Blade Storm, and this will increase the hit rate of your Blade Storm, and this is for more damage. For the stats, it's very simple. Just put every stats on your wisdom, and when I reached level 60, I started adding toughness for more health points. For the equipment, first I'm gonna talk about my weapon. For the weapon, I'm using any two-hand melee weapon, and for the sockets, use offensive 1. So when you use a gem, it will add damage to your attack. And for the gem, I'm using Emerald, so my attacks can inflict poison. And I'm not sure why this Bleeding Edge is not inflicting poison. I'm not sure if that's a bug or what, but I'm still using Emerald because my Blade Storm can inflict poison. And for the rings, belt, And amulet, try to look for material damage to boost your poison and bleed damage. And for the socket, use support number 2, so your gem will add rend damage, and I'm using ruby gem for them. And for the rest of the gears, I'm using bruiser equipments because I think they are really good because they will give you health and defense. And for the sockets of this equipment, use defense number 3, and you can either use topaz, silverstone, or copperstone for plus to maximum health. For the skill tree, I started here to get this rage cost reduction, and then this too as well. Then here, and here for more rage cost reduction. And then here, take this material status ailment chance, and then this 60% status ailment chance. Then after that, I went to these nodes here for plus 5 to max ailment stacks, and this node will allow you to inflict 2 stacks of ailment at a time instead of just 1. And then after this, I went to these nodes here and took this nodes here, which in total you will have 100% chance to multiply the number of ailment stacks inflicted by 2. So this node will allow you to inflict 2 ailments at a time, and with these nodes you will now inflict 4 ailment stacks at a time. And then after this, I took this one, so I can now apply 1 additional ailments. So normally you can only inflict 1 type of ailment on the enemy, but with this you can inflict two types of ailments. And then after this node, I went way over here to get this plus 5 max ailment stacks. Then after these 2 nodes, I went to these nodes here to get this salvatory anchor and elevated gain. And if you read the second line, it says that if you have a bruiser chest piece, you will receive health regeneration for each health points on the armor, and also says here 0.5 health regeneration for every health point on your equipped bruiser chest. And same thing with this one, but it says here health regeneration for every health point on your equipped bruiser helmet. So that is why it's very important that you wear a bruiser chest piece and helmet, and look for a very high health points on your gear, so you will get lots of health regeneration. And after getting these nodes, I went to these nodes here to get this plus 50% for more material damage. So those are the very important part of the skill tree. And for the rest, right now I'm still trying to experiment, and right now I'm trying to boost my crit chance. And yeah, I think that's all I can say about this build. Thank you for watching. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Magkita na lang tayo sa susunod na video.